if you're living in survival and you're living in stress, you got to keep your eye on the ball. And if you're addicted to stress, then it's going to be very difficult for you to go within, because there's a predator out there, there's danger out there. So when we work with prisons, there are prisoners that cannot, in the beginning, close their eyes. It's not their conscious mind. They want to do it. Their body's like, you are not closing your eyes. You're not taking your eye off the ball. It's just, there's too much trauma from the past, right? So then teaching people, training people how to lay down their identity, and to get beyond their body, to get beyond all the elements in their environment, get beyond time. And in survival, all your attention is on your body, your environment, and time. But to change is to be greater than your body, to be greater than your environment, to be greater than time. That means when you're living in stress and you're living in survival, it's really hard to change, right? It's really hard to change. So the process of teaching people how to do it, I worked for years. We looked at enough brain scans and HRV measurements and all kinds of things. We worked for years to be able to demystify that process, and teaching people how to take all of their attention off of everything physical and material, to disinvest all their attention and energy out of this three-dimensional reality, out of everything that's known, get beyond their senses and put their attention on energy and frequency. You can't walk through the eye of the needle with your body or your problems or your past. You got to go as a nobody, a no one, a nothing, and nowhere, and no time. That moment of pure consciousness is the moment that it's being reflected. There's a change in a person's brain. There's a dramatic change. The compartments that have been divided, they start to unify. The whole, and everything starts to synchronize. Everything starts working in more holism. Get a person in that state, somehow the information on that frequency that they're interacting with is changing their biology, it's changing their chemistry. And they're not doing it by changing their diet, they're not doing it by taking a vitamin, they're not doing it by taking a pharmaceutical. This is what we discovered in our research. It's their interaction with that invisible field of energy that exists beyond our senses. Pay more attention to it and less attention to you. Experience it, feel it, relax into it. Somehow, changes a person's biology. At the end of 7 days, it looks like they're literally living in a whole new life.
We know what's wrong with life. It's rife with suffering and insufficiency and deception and evil. It's all of that, obviously. Okay, what would make the journey worthwhile? Well, you can ask yourself that. It's like, all right, in order to bear up under this load, what is it that I would need to be striving to attain? And if you ask yourself that, that's to knock and the door will open. That's what that means. If you ask yourself that, then you will find an answer, and you'll shrink away from it. You'll think, well, there's no way I could do that. It's like, well, you don't know what you could do. You don't know what's possible. And you're not as much as you could be. And so God only knows what you could do and have and give if you sacrificed everything to it. You have to sacrifice that which is most valuable to you currently that's stopping you. And God only knows what that is. It's certainly the worst of you. It's certainly that. And God only knows to what degree you're in love with the worst of you.
I could blame a lot of people. And that's the book I was reading. And I put it off on everybody else. It wasn't until I said, you know what? For me to fix this, I got to read what the f is wrong with David Goggins. Not blame anybody. Read my book and say, okay, I'm afraid of my shadow. How can I overcome that? Go in the military, get your ass kicked, do things you hate to do, be uncomfortable every day of your life. Roger that. So the things that we run from the truth. We're running from the truth, man. So the only way I became successful was going towards the truth. As painful and as brutal as it is, it changed me. It allowed me to become, in my own right, who I am today.
The future belongs to the risk takers, not the security seekers. Life is perverse in the sense that the more you seek security, the less of it you have. But the more you seek opportunity, the more likely it is that you will achieve the security that you desire. Whenever you feel fear or anxiety and you need to bolster your courage to persist in the face of obstacles and setbacks, switch your attention to your goals. Create a clear mental picture of the person that you would like to be, performing the way you would like to perform, There's nothing wrong with thoughts of fear as long as you temper them with thoughts of courage and self-reliance. Whatever you dwell upon grows, so be careful. This brings us to a very important mental principle called the law of accumulation. The application of this law is a fundamental reason for success in every field, including yours. This law says that every great life or great career is an accumulation of hundreds and perhaps thousands of efforts that nobody ever sees or appreciates. Great success is the result of countless hours, maybe even months and years, of preparation and hard work toward the goal of becoming very good at what you are doing. This law of accumulation says that life is very much like a balance sheet with both credits and debits. Every time you do something positive to enhance your abilities and to improve your life, you get a credit on the credit side of your ledger. Each time you waste your time or neglect to take advantage of an opportunity to learn and grow, you get a debit on the debit side of your ledger. Here's the key. Everything counts. Everything that you do or fail to do is written down and totaled up on your balance sheet. Everything that you do or fail to do counts in some way. Nothing is neutral. Everything is either moving you toward a better life or moving you away from it. Everything counts. A successful, happy, self-confident person is an individual who has consciously and deliberately built up a lot of credits on his or her balance sheet. An unhappy, negative, or insecure person is a person who has a lot of debits on his or her balance sheet. Because the only things that count are your actions, it seems that every positive and constructive action you engage in adds up and increases your levels of self-confidence and self-esteem. The law of incremental improvement, perhaps the most important corollary of the law of accumulation, is what is called the law of incremental improvement. This is really the law that explains how you move from wherever you are to the top of your field. This is the law that explains all great success in America or anywhere else in the world. This law simply states that a person becomes good at his or her chosen field by improving incrementally, continuously, over a long period of time. The development of the unshakable self-development will open up such possibilities for you as you cannot now imagine. You will be able to dream bigger dreams, set bigger goals, make greater commitments, and plunge into life more wholeheartedly than you ever have before. Self-confidence is the hinge on which the gate of individual achievement turns. When your self-confidence becomes unlimited, you will be able to realize more of your potential than you could under any other circumstances.
Until thought is linked with purpose, there is no intelligent accomplishment. With the majority, the bark of thought is allowed to drift upon the ocean of life. Aimlessness is a vice, and such drifting must not continue for him who would steer clear of catastrophe and destruction. They who have no central purpose in their life fall an easy prey to petty worries, fears, troubles, and self-pityings, all of which are indications of weakness, which lead, just as surely as deliberately planned sins, though by a different route, to failure, unhappiness,